I'm so glad to be here today, and I can't wait to share with you what's happening behind the scenes and also today's topic, which is what's in your heart. Just gonna wait for some people to join. And if you're joining right now, just take a second to come back to yourself. So I'm really happy to be here today, live, because I've been really busy lately. So much growth happening, so much expansion, which I'm so grateful for. The truth is that I've been preparing for this season of my life for years now. And so to see everything come to life is really fulfilling. And also, that is the behind the scene I believe we don't talk enough about when it comes to manifestation and quantum leaps. And I remember I did a live earlier this summer when we just moved here. I experienced so much shedding, so much dissolution, even though we had just manifested this apartment, which was literally a dream for me, and it still is today. Every time I'm looking at our view and just sitting here, I'm like, wow. And so, yeah, the part that we don't talk enough about is the dissolution that comes with a new elevation, a new quantum leap, a new rise in your life. And we see manifestation as like a quick fix or a magic solution to let go of that resistance, that contraction that we may be feeling in certain areas of our life. And so if we don't have love or experience toxic love, then we are yearning and wanting something deeper, something conscious, something loving, a relationship, a partner. And if we don't have money and are experiencing scarcity and lack, then we are yearning for abundance. And you see my point. And we think that when we get there, that when we have the loving partner, then when we have the money, the abundance, the success, whatever it is that we are yearning for, that everything will be fixed and solved. And the truth is that it's never about the end. It's never about the end. And I've experienced that many times this year, where something I've been wanting for a long time comes to fruition. And when I'm here, there, in the manifestation of that very thing, I am called to rise even more. And with every rise, every evolution, there's a dissolution that happens, as I said in the beginning of this call, of this life. And so if you're watching the replay, if you're here, let me know in the comments if that resonates with you, because I think that is something that we must become aware of. And there's difference between treating manifestation for quick fix and using manifestation to elevate your life for good. I came up with this phrase, this quote, if we could say, last week while I was working on my new program, Open Hearted, which is a 3-month program, group coaching program to heal your relationship blueprint and manifest your dream partner, if you weren't aware. But I was working on the modules of that course. And this phrase came to mind. Your mind will find comfort in sameness, and your heart finds comfort in truth. And that gives me a perfect metaphor for what I'm talking about today. You can manifest the thing itself, receive the material thing in your life. And that can be all the expectations, all the things you created in your mind of what life is supposed to be, what you should do, where you're supposed to go, where you're supposed to be. And then you get there and you're still feeling the void. You're still feeling like it's not enough. And it's not that the thing you have now is not enough, but it's that your heart knows that this thing itself is not the thing you're wanting. It's not the thing you're yearning for. And I think it's so easy to get caught up in the shiny object syndrome of chasing more. And often what happens is that you disconnect with what's in your heart. But like attracts like, and that is the foundation of the law of attraction. And as I've mentioned in many lives, many videos, if you've known me and my teachings for a while, you know that I don't believe in quick fixes when it comes to manifestation. There is no whisper method, there is no 369 journaling, there's no thing that will fix your life at once. It's a process, because manifestation is a process of life, and it's much more deeper than just the law of attraction. So yes, like attracts like, but there's so many other things that we have to take into consideration in the creation of what we want. And the law of compensation is one of them. And so if your heart is not in it, you will never really feel fulfilled, even though you have manifested the thing itself. Because your heart is the compass guiding you to your highest potential, to your highest timeline. It's the seat of your soul. It's where your truest self exists and lies and moves. And our mind is a part of us that has been programmed, conditioned to navigate this reality. Your mind is here to help you navigate this reality, this material realm. And so we have learned to obey, we have learned to lie into those lines so that we can survive, so that we can function in this reality. But if you continue being led by your mind to get to where you want to be, you're not really in the presence of what's truly in your heart. And so the whole purpose of this life was to bring light on your heart, to bring light on what's truly alive for you in this moment. In radical honesty, what is here for you? What are you yearning for? What is your most heart-led desires? If you let go of the shoulds, if you let go of the conditions, the expectations you've put on yourself, on your life, on your career, on your relationship, on every aspect of your life, if you drop the expectations, if you drop the conditions, if you drop the shoulds, what is truly there? And it's only when you get really honest with yourself and you see your heart and your desires and your callings for what they are, that you can truly sustain them in the long run. It's when you get into alignment with not only the law of attraction, but with the law of I just had a blank. Compensation. The law of compensation. the love cause and effect, the love vibration, the love oneness, and all the other loves that exist. It's coming back to the foundation of life, which is energy comes before matter. And energy is the path and the process to matter. And so that is what I feel like it's happening right here in my life. And how this topic came to mind this morning is that I was feeling so much pressure of all the things that I have to do and accomplish and create with this new growth in my community and how I want to sustain that growth. And I've been calling that growth for a while. So how can I better show up? How can I be more present? Because at the end of the day, I know that the people coming into my community are matched to my purpose, are matched to where I'm going. And so I see all of you, whether on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok, wherever you're coming from or joining, or you join my community from. I know that you felt like my message or what I'm saying or what I'm talking about resonates with you, is because at some level we are allies. There's something inside of us that resonates. And so that's why I'm so passionate about what I do and about talking what I'm talking about, because it truly makes me feel alive. And as long as I can remember, it has been making me feel alive. And that is the spark that I follow. But as being in the human experience, we often get caught up in the human experience. And so lately, I've been feeling a lot of pressure. And this morning, as I was contemplating, I was asking myself, how can I move more with pleasure than pressure? And that motivated and inspired this conversation, which is, how can I be more present with my heart even more? How can I better show up from a place of integrity and alignment? And how can I let go of the external noise, the external clouds, the external pressure, the external expectations that are not coming from me? And so, yeah, I feel like this is a message. And if you've been feeling that way too, I know that the pressure can feel like something informing you or letting that is here to let you know that you should move faster, that there's something urgent, and that it's time to move or time to do this or that. But how can you welcome that pressure without being grabbed by the pressure, without being influenced by the pressure, but instead listen to it so closely that you can find your center without being dragged by the pressure? Because you could be really surprised when you sit with that pressure, when you listen to it instead of being moved by it. You will realize that that pressure was never about you. It was never coming from you. And that's what I realized this morning. The pressure I'm feeling lately, of that I felt, it's still old conditioning of me trying to prove something. To who? I don't know, but people outside of me, what, to you, to anyone, that I can do it and that I have what it takes to do it. And so I'm still pressuring myself into being perfect, into doing more. But that's that's not coming from me. Because if I'm honest with myself and I sit with my heart and I look at what's in my heart, I know that I'm doing everything I can, and I know that I've been really responsible into showing up in alignment, because that is the thing that I value the most. And so if I'm honest with myself, I can recognize all the things that I'm doing and how that pressure is not necessarily helping me. And that's why when I say, when you are radically honest with yourself, it's when you can finally see your heart desires for what they are. Because you, for a second, for a moment, you drop the external noise and you start viewing yourself, your life, what you want, through the lens of your heart, through the lens of your truest self. And that is the truth. Which is why I was saying in the beginning, your mind finds comfort in sameness, which is all your conditioning, all your old patterns, all the things that you've learned to do because you should do them. And it feels comfortable because that is what you've known, and that is the thing that you learn to do in this reality. But when you start bringing truth and moving from your truth, then your heart can finally find comfort, because you are in your timeline. You're moving in your timeline, through your own timeline, not about anyone else's timeline, but yours. And that's the way to get everything that you want. Because when you tap into that frequency, when you tap into that power, then everything around you starts to shift, because energy doesn't lie. And what is yours, is already yours. Yeah, I feel like that was what wanted to come out today and what I needed to share with you guys. And I'm looking forward for next week and these times together. I feel like they're always really potent. And next week I want to answer all of your questions. So if you're watching the replay, or if you're here right now and you have a question around manifestation, alignment, relationships, love, anything that will help you go into your highest timeline, or something that has been holding you back from your best timeline, highest timeline, then drop the questions in the comments. I'll be looking here before next Monday. And until then, you can hang out on my Instagram, because that's where I am the most present and most active on right now in this moment. So my handle is just right here. So if you want to hear more about manifestation, healing, soul alignment in the meantime, then I invite you to go there, because that's where I'm at. Thank you so much for being here, and remember to drop your questions below, and we will see each other next Monday. Bye.